When people think of Rush Impact Media, they're gonna think of content creation. We are the masters at it.
Confessions of an Entrepreneur. So hey, give me one of your deepest and darkest secrets. Confessions of an Entrepreneur. What is one of your biggest failures you've had?
That I didn't make it to the major leagues.
Okay.
And that I allowed
How did that happen?
I celebrated the win too early. I kind of forgot how hard I worked to get to that point.
Yeah.
Once I kind of started getting to a successful point,
Kill the radio.
I went out and drank too much with friends and didn't prepare my body for the task at hand. And I can say that I got injured in a freak accident, but I also believe that my body wasn't in peak physical condition at the time either.
And do you feel like that if you had the right mindset and you had the right people in place around you, that you could have overcame that injury and still made it?
Oh, without question, I'd probably be in the league right now. I still have the talent. The talent never goes away. Sometimes the skill might get diminished.
Does that haunt you every single day that you're not where you're at?
I feel like that it's my biggest ghost.
And is that the reason why you're not pushing forward now and really exceeding at what you need to do now?
I think it has a lot to do with it. I think I'm always trying to play catch up with the shadow instead of just taking the lessons that I learned from that and applying them to something else that can challenge me and make me better. So in essence, I think I'm letting that ghost haunt me to the point where it's stifling my own growth.
Yeah.
And mentally that's a tough thing.
Well, the biggest thing for me is when you have failures in life is obviously learning from them, but take it in for you as baseball. Now, how can you take those failures that you had and how can you put it in today's life, and how can you learn from that to make sure that you don't do the same thing in your current profession now?
I think it all comes down to what you talk about every day, and that's discipline. I think I lacked I lost my sense of being humble, and I knew that I had the talent and the skill set, and because of that, I just forgot about the discipline that I put in to get to that point every day, the same regimen, waking up at the same time, taking the same number of ground balls, taking the same number of batting practices, but also shying away from being a groupie. I didn't care about being a groupie back then. I didn't care if I had a ton of friends or if I was invited to a ton of parties. I cared about one thing, and that end goal was to make it out and be a professional athlete. That's all I cared about.
Yeah.
And I did everything possible and then some. And I think that's...
And now we need to incorporate that into your profession now.
Oh, yeah.
You got to win at the highest level, and this is the highest level.
Yeah.
And we got to take the discipline, we got to take all the work, we got to take everything that you're working on now and push it to what you're doing to make you win at what you're currently doing.
I agree. And I think also is getting back in that coachable frame of mind.
Yeah.
not thinking, not trying to be the head coach and the player, understanding that you have a role to play, and that as the coach's job is to put you in the right position to help the team win.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not operating at the highest level, then the coach can't put you in the game to perform it when he needs you to perform. And that's where I'm at. Is I have to understand that being a part of the starting lineup is a privilege, and there's levels of work and there's levels of work ethic that have to go and has to coincide with that.
The biggest disconnect that professionals have is they have to train and learn every single day to be better, to be better, to be better. We got to treat ourselves like a racehorse. A racehorse is just not going to go out and not train and try to perform and exceed their last time. We have to do that collectively as a group. Every event, every car deal, every podcast has to get better every time. It can't be the same as the previous one.
Amen.
Oh, absolutely. But I also think that, we also have to understand that as a racehorse, you always have to have that racehorse mindset, even when you're at the event or when you're not at the event. And I think that's where, as a true professional in the game, that discipline comes into play. You have to have that discipline mindset. When you're sitting in the room and you can watch television, or do you read?
Yeah.
Do you play a video game when you have time off, or do you look at your goals and check off the ones you made and then wonder why you're still not achieving those other ones?
Yeah.
And I think that for me personally, that's the mindset that I have to get back to. And I take full responsibility for getting away from that mindset. But the funny thing is that in this industry, it's almost like being a professional athlete. The competition's the same, the playing field's the same, the opponent's the same, and there's always somebody coming up in the ranks that wants to take your position.
Yep.
And so you either let them or you don't. Period.
And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I follow you before the memory's gone.
Gangsters over coasting.
Hitting them counters in the low
girl, shit.